Welcome back to my channel, CryptoQ Media. I'm glad to have you back. The last 7 days events warrant discussion because they were fairly substantial, especially from a regulatory perspective. Yes, we have been talking about the SEC for a while. In fact, I've stated in my latest videos that a lot of what we're seeing from it might just be noise. The SEC has been losing a lot of money as of late, but most of the other stuff happening in the Ripple scenario is just background noise. That is what we will be talking about. Your presence on the channel is much appreciated. Mascot here, Nick. If you're new to the channel, I hope you'll subscribe before the end of this video as we go into some recent developments about the SEC getting back to June 27th. We have this message from Eleanor Tourette: a federal jury trial, not the agency's internal legal proceedings, is an option for a defendant facing fraud penalties from the SEC Gov. The Supreme Court recently decided this by a score of 6-3. Undermining the authority of an organization that has been effectively revolting for the previous few years, this is a tremendous strike on the SEC. Personally, I think this is great. In my view, this will pave the way for a fair trial and resistance against the SEC. In addition to this, though, Stuart Arty has given us some major updates. Another possible date is June 27th. This is relevant to that position again. If everyone could hop on the free Discord, it would be great. A link is provided at the top of the following description. One of the top and most informative online Discords is available to you without spending a thing. On the free side, you'll discover a treasure trove of crypto pearls, market ideas, advice, trends, and charts. Plus, we've had nothing but praise from those who have been using it, and we'll be adding more cheat sheets to this Discord soon. So why do nothing? Join the free Discord server by going to the link in the description. Another court has ruled against the SEC, this time for alleged violations of the Administrative Procedure Act, in relation to its decision to cut funding for proxy advisory firms. According to the court's explanation in National Association of Manufacturers versus the SEC, Gensler directly directed this unconstitutional action. Okay, listen, as we go into the current condition of the SEC, it seems like the power that the SEC has been wielding is suddenly being revoked. For a long time, this entire industry has been fighting back against the SEC, using special designations like Ripple, to cite just one example. So, this is really thrilling to me. However, this is just the beginning of the triumph for openness regarding the secondary market sale of digital assets. District Judge Amy Berman Jackson recently dismissed the SEC government's claim that Binance's BNB token secondary sales are securities under the Howey test. Torres argues that the government's contentions during the hearing regarding the platform's interdependence, the performance of individual tokens, and the nature of the technology are insufficient to classify BNB secondary sales as investment contracts. Torres cites Ripple's, the judge's ruling that the economic reality of the token transactions was relevant when applying Howey. The agreement also conflicts to some extent with the government's novel theory that has been presented subsequent to the lawsuit's filing. To clarify, we are not classifying these coins as securities. What we are talking about here are investment contracts. Once again, the key to success is being clear, especially when dealing with sales on the secondary market. It now seems like XRP has passed muster. I don't think XRP will have any issues unless Ripple's and institutional sellers are involved. Ripple needs to do something because, obviously, I'm still not convinced, and it may be a big deal. As a result, XRP investors and the cryptocurrency benefit from the higher public trading volume, since it drives XRP sellers to secondary markets or even encourages institutional buyers to do the same. Along these lines, We would like to add one more comment about Eleanor's significant victory. The attorneys representing Coinbase, Kraken FX, and Consensus will be utilizing this opinion to bolster their stances in their respective litigations, while the government attorneys will be unable to assert that the Ripple ruling was an exceptional case that no other judge has shared. That Ripple emerged triumphant in the summer of 2023 is reinforced by this. Furthermore, it adds even more substance to XRP. To clarify, Ethereum's future is still up in the air. The litigation involving Ethereum and the SEC is anticipated to continue until the second quarter of 2025, at the latest. So far, it seems like only XRP and Bitcoin have any kind of certainty on this front, which lends credence to here. XRP is considered a serious contender to unseat Ethereum, either this cycle or next. The source of this one is Stuart Alfarati. The 1st of July was very lately. In its first phrase on online material, the Supreme Court emphasized the enormous potential of cryptocurrency. Even fewer individuals, 40 million, had any idea what the Internet was in 1997. Even though the Internet has been around for a long time and has billions of users, the court felt it was necessary to remind the public that it is a worldwide network of linked computers that was only established 30 years ago. Much has changed in that time. Currently, 40 million people are connected to the Internet. Given that YouTube and Facebook together have over 2 billion active users per month, it's reasonable to assume that the public and this court are no longer needed to define the Internet. When we take a closer look, I believe we will realize that crypto's potential reaches these figures. The value of cryptocurrency, in my opinion, will only rise. Although most people probably don't care about XRP's practicality, we're putting our money into it and related technologies because we anticipate a much larger and quicker internet in the future. We have metal lawmen on our side, and these utility projects will definitely be beneficial. You might have noticed that my most recent videos featured this topic. Here, January 31st, of this year is significant. Here we are talking about the Custodia Bank's motion to judgment in particular. This is a big move against the Federal Reserve. I first brought it up. This will support Operation Choke Point 2.0. In case you haven't watched those films, I'll do my best to summarize. There is overwhelming evidence, the most credible of which is this one, that Operation Choke Point 2.0, or the campaign against crypto, is happening. The anti-crypto narrative persists. Following a vigorous targeting campaign, the Federal Reserve declined to establish a master account for Custodia Bank. The Fed master account has a comment period of 5 to 7 days. It typically takes that long to decide whether to approve or reject a master account. They continued to sue the Fed after waiting over 20 months for an answer from Custodia, leaving them with little choice. A big update on this was simply relayed to us recently. A regrettable turn of events for American financial freedom and innovation occurred in April of this year when a judge sided with the Federal Reserve in its action against Custodia Bank. The truth will inevitably surface. The heroes of Operation Choke Point 2.0 have finally prevailed after a protracted and expensive siege of Goliath. The custodians' petition for review of their APA claim and this motion for judgment on their statutory mandamus claim have been denied, and Judge Eleanor Breaking has sided with the Federal Reserve in summary judgment, according to the opinion. This has been a lengthy and expensive battle, but Caitlin Lengthy is a fighter, so I suppose we will hear that she will appeal this decision. It was actually March, not April, and I was mistaken. We are aware, however, that the custodial bank is not giving up the fight and is continuing to press the story. They continue to oppose the established system that has maintained them in their place. This is really fun for me. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. We will meet again shortly.